Hello, my loves. I am here with Elizabeth. It's Joanne, and we just want to be real with you, my beautiful souls, beautiful twin flames, divine feminines. We get deep in understanding the energy, and we are real with it, so much so that we bring you in what we go through. And Elizabeth asked me a really valid question. She was like, do you know a lot of people that are balancing? Seriously, this is a valid question. I want you all to ask this. Do you know a lot of people who are balancing their twin flame connection for real? For real. Because when she was asking me this question, I was like, you know what? When I had coaches, and just so you guys know, me and Elizabeth are both doing our walk. So you get to join the walks with us if you hear nature. If you hear nature, be present and be with us. You get to get this intuitive twin flame downloads that we always have together and join us in presence. So she asked me, is there like actual true twin flame people that share this or is balanced so that like how did you know to balance it, right? And my honest answer was no. Like for me, it was don't be near your twin flame. Hide from your twin flame. You're gonna have to keep like running, I guess, is how it works. So I think twin flame teachings, they can teach you how to get your person in. And this is why our balancing program is so amazing because nobody has it and nobody teaches it. And nobody really is talking about being a twin flame and how to balance. So for me, I knew it was time for me to balance when it no longer resonated for me to run from my person. Because why would I run from him when I just saw him yesterday? Why would I run from him when I'm seeing him? Why would I run from him if he's telling me that he wants to see me and be with me and my energy is balanced? And so that's when it came for me to experience it myself, balance myself, and watch the energy. And that's how me and Elizabeth do this with you, my loves. We have been watching this energy meticulously. We just are. We like to use our journey specifically to help others shift in their journey because we understand that it's really, really hard for us to find these truths because I sure didn't get them when I was in separation and when I was balancing. And I had to learn the hard way and practice them myself because nobody was teaching them. Nobody talked about it. Nobody was balanced enough to share how to balance. It was all kind of like, once you bring them in, then you run more or you avoid them or you detach more. And it's like, I'm balanced. My energy is balanced. My person is coming in. Now what? That was always what I asked. Now what? Now what? And we want to share with you the what's. And we want to share with you how the energy works and how it plays out and how it's just clockwork. This is why our Soul Plan program works flawlessly for a lot of people because they go all in, they're focusing on soul, their person comes in because we know how the energy works. We get you into this energetic place where you know how to be in so your soul can come in. And then after that, once your twin flame comes in, then you need to stay in that energy so that they can stay in your energy and balance the energy. And so me and Elizabeth have been watching the energy. She's been asking me about the energy, specifically with why do I know anybody who are doing and sharing these truths the way we are? And I'm going to be real, I don't see it anywhere. Even my most favorite, amazing people that know the energy, they don't share balancing. They don't share balancing. And it is really, really important. For you to balance, it's important to know how to balance. They don't show it. And so it makes it hard because most of the twin flame like couples out there, let's get real, those are not twin flames. Those are soulmates. You can see it because you can see that the positive polarity is in emotion, is in showing the romanticized version, and the person isn't running, which is the soulmate, my love. And so when I see that, I know that I'm like, I start thinking I'm crazy or something. Like, why is it my twin flames running from me when all these soulmate, oh, sorry, at that time I thought they're twin flames, when all these twin flame people are bringing their people in and I'm not? What am I doing wrong? And now you realize, like, hey, those are not this journey. Those are not what I'm experiencing in my connection. And that's what we have been talking about as far as watching the energy, watching this energy in a balanced place. And Elizabeth's been watching it with me too. And she asked me, what was the most recent question you asked, love, about?
Okay, so I wanted to know.
Go ahead.
I watch my energy with a meticulousness that is only going to be found in a TF connection, right? We watch our people like hawks. We do. That's how this energy sort of works. That addictive energy still comes out. We just have to balance it. But here's where I had a question for Joanne. Like, I can be in mind at times and my person can still be near me. The only times he physically pulls is when unleash the energy on him. But I could be literally in mind holding all that energy in, and he'll hold my hand. He can still kiss me. And I was like, why? What is that energy? Why can he be near me when I'm in mind? But geared it out this morning. Mm-hmm. The energy that he can still be around me is when I don't need him. I'm angry or I'm triggered, but I don't need him to fix it or solve it. And I don't say anything. He could still be around me. It's the energy that literally pushes him and he pulls from is any kind of energy where I am in mind and my mind thinks it needs him to fix my problem or solve it or comfort me or validate me. It's when I need him. And that's the energy that repels. And that's what and that's why I told Joanne, like, who really makes the rules of this? Like, we know the rules, it's energy, we know all of that stuff, but who's going to answer this type of question? And it's something we figure out based on how our divine masculines react to us.
Mm-hmm. It's from watching our own balancing and seeing our people pull and seeing what doesn't push. It doesn't push. It's cool to watch it.
But if I'm in any kind of neediness, needy energy, desire, any of those, he can't. That's when he pulls. It's really crazy to watch.
It's crazy, right? And I think it's because they're you. They are us, right? So our twin flames are us. They're our energy. We are one. And when you see them separate, when you see them that you need them, when you see that you need them to validate you, then you're no longer in the unity consciousness. You're aligning with the separation consciousness that thinks that you need them to feel complete. You need them to save you. You need them to recognize who you really are, when the whole time they've been you. They are you. And you never really needed them. That's why when you need them, they can't be around you. They can't.
So let me sort of break it down what brought on this conversation. On Friday, I got upset about something, and it sort of had to do with my person in a roundabout way. And I knew I was in mind, and I went to bed early that night, like 7 o'clock, because I knew I either go to bed and try to feel better, or I'm going to stay in mind and I'm going to feel awful. So I go to bed, I'm curled up sort of in a ball. And even though I was in mind and it had to do with my person was able to come in the room. He checked on me. I told him I wasn't feeling good. I didn't verbally spew anything out. And he went back to work, and he came back later that night and he checked on me again. How are you? Gave me a kiss on the forehead. Because I just told him I'm not feeling well. I didn't say anything past that. But I was like, how could he have still been in my energy when I was so much in mine that night? And then I realized, because when I went to bed, there was not one part of me that was like, I hope he comes up and fixes this, which would have been me prior to separation, right? That would have been me when I was in addictive energy. I want him to come and fix this. There was none of that. It was like, I know I'm not in a good place. I'm going within and I'm going to work through this myself. It was all internal. There was nothing that I needed from him. And therefore, he was still able to come, be in my space, give me a kiss. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's because you didn't need them. There was a need for them. You were going within, keeping it in without spewing it out.
Without even realizing it, I was still able to stay in the oneness of who we are as one soul, because the mind didn't think I needed him to fix me. It didn't go into separation consciousness. So that's the difference between balanced energy, I think, and prior, when you're not balanced, is the mind still goes straight to separation consciousness when you're upset and when you're triggered. Whereas once you're balanced, it's like, okay, how do I fix this? How do I work through my problem? And there's it doesn't even think about, okay, I want my person to fix this.
You're thinking about how you can keep it in so you can fix it, because you're the one that works through it. We don't need them to save or fix us. In fact, when we need them, when we want them, when we want them to be there for us the way mine wants them, they can't. You keep it in, you're not spewing that out. Go ahead, love.
I was gonna say, I remember when, it was we started a Cup of Joe, right after COVID. And I remember we had some clients back during COVID day that were in separation. And it's like, I'm going through COVID, I'm going through this really hard time, and I want to reach out to my person. And I remember saying, like, why? And that's the whole, I need them to fix me. I need them to validate me. I need them to show me that they love me. And that's the separation. It's the same thing. That's why that energy is so push, because you're looking at them to fix what you already are, which is whole, which is one.
Yeah. And I remember there was a moment where I was like super, super excited, where I was like needing validation from mind. I didn't know it at the time, but I reached out to my person when I got like a promotion. It was like a mini promotion, the position that me and Elizabeth had. Every year you kind of like could choose if you want to go up into a higher position, higher goals, obviously. But so I was really excited about it. And it was around kind of like when I was figuring out how to balance, because I didn't know how to do that. Right. Well, anyway, my mind at the time was excited about getting promoted. And I knew that I was excited about it. I knew that I wanted, I don't know, to get like a good job or something. Now, like, it sounds silly. And now you guys all know when you hear it, like, yeah, don't send that to your person. But I did. And when I sent it, I could see him receive the message, when you can see like the little like person and then not respond. And then that's when I was like, okay, warning, right? That's that energy. That's that energy. You were needing him. That's the exact energy I was in. Just like a person who is experiencing, whether it's the joy or the pain, right? I'm experiencing COVID right now. I need my person to fix me. I'm experiencing joy right now. I need my person to validate me, tell me good job. And they can't. They can't be there when you're in that needy energy of forgetting who you are, of being in the oneness. When you are in the oneness, love, where you gave us the perfect example. You were in mind, but you kept it inside you. You didn't spew it out. It didn't go to your person. He actually didn't even know what was happening because you kept that inside. You kept it within. It was still in the balanced energy of oneness where you're not pushing. You're not pushing it out to them. You're keeping it in through that one soul that you are. And that's that balanced energy. You also shared this really cool thing, and I think you should share it with everyone else. When you're about to go to sleep, you said you feel into, can you share that? Because I think it's so cool to share it in the energy. Yeah, go ahead.
Depending on how tired I am, I can fall asleep pretty easy, but if I wake up in the middle of the night, sometimes it's harder. So what I'll do is I'll wake up in the middle of the night, I'll put my hand on his back, like on his skin, on his back. And then I just envision our one soul over our head. And I'm not even joking, within 30 seconds, I'm probably asleep. It's just like this, it's like a wave of peace fills me and like almost like cradles me to sleep. It's really beautiful, but it's as soon as I feel his skin, I just tap into that oneness, and I see our souls as one. And it's a beautiful oneness. It's not push at all. It's just me feeling into our one being.
Yeah. And that's the oneness you stay in. When you can stay in the oneness with the joy of, right? Elizabeth's explaining to you guys when she's in the peace and the oneness, she's feeling in the oneness. You got that joy, right? She doesn't have to tell her person, hey,
no,
share the joy with me. She kept it within. So this is how we're going to end this whole beautiful video for all of you in balancing the energy. She kept the joy within. And then an example of being in anger or sadness or pain, she too was able to keep that within. The same thing, right? As opposed to someone who's saying, hey, I'm experiencing the worst sadness or anger in my life, right? They're messaging their person this. Elizabeth, who is physically right next to her person, isn't saying a thing, not a damn thing. I'm holding this thing inside me, whether it's joy or anger, whatever the energy that wants to come out and push it out to my person, I'm keeping it within so I can stay in that one shared soul energy space that we both can be together in the physical 3D. This is why all of you, whether you're in separation or not in separation, you are putting yourself in a place to being able to handle the goods and the bads from within through your balanced energy. This is you doing the inner work. You're doing the inner shift instead of pushing it out to your person, instead of needing your person to save you, validate you, complete you. You're going now within and making it about you. And therefore, your twin flame becomes your twin flame that they've always been. You allow them to be free with you because you don't need them. You don't need them to be with you. You don't need anything from them because they are you. They're you. Love, love, love. Love these talks. Love these energy twin flame talks. Go ahead, love.
No, I was just saying I love them too. It's like there is so much still to learn, even for you and me. And we do this every single moment of our day, literally every single moment. And we're still trying to figure out the ins and outs of everything because it's hard. This is hard work, but it is so life-changing, so fulfilling, and so empowering once you really start that inner work.
Yeah, the reason why this is so hard is because there's not anything like it, and there's no one that can talk about it.
That's why I said, like, who's really. That's why I came to you. I was like, Joanne, really, who knows this stuff? I mean, because we're living it every day, and no one talks about this. Like, who really, really knows this stuff?
No one shares it, and other than the ones that pretend to share it are not it. So when you see it, you're like, that's not how the energy plays. Both of those people are in mind, and the person stays. That's a soulmate. And then you're thinking, like, what am I doing wrong? Why can't I keep my person in my energy when I'm in mine? They're pulling. What the hell is wrong with me? And that's why if you stumbled in this channel, or if you found this channel, this is us confirming with you, you're not crazy. This is normal. This is how you balance the energy. It isn't soulmate. This is an energetic connection, and it is through your shared soul energy. It's real. You're not crazy. It's crazy beautiful. We call it a crazy beautiful journey. Love you guys. Have an amazing day.
Bye,
Love you.
guys. Love you.